Santulan yoga. For today's class, we're exploring Asteya, or non-stealing. It has a practical application. We shouldn't steal things from other people. But it's also a good way to think about it on the level of not stealing energy, either from other people or ourselves. So in this practice, I really want you to think about where your energy levels are at today. We'll do a few asanas where we've got a few different options for different levels, and just being mindful of where you're at today. And we'll start just by doing some simple exercises, sitting on the mat. So we'll start with our legs stretched out in front of us, making sure we're sitting evenly on our bottom. And we'll bring our hands underneath the right thigh, drawing the heel in and the knee in towards the chest. Inhaling as we extend the lower leg. Exhaling as we draw the right knee and the right heel in. Inhaling. Exhaling. Inhaling. Exhaling. Once more. And now bring the right hand around the right knee, left hand around the right foot, drawing the ankle over top of the left thigh. And we're just going to move our knee side to side, but we want the movement to come more from the hip. So just imagine dropping the knee down and bringing it back into the center line. Inhaling as we go away, exhaling as we draw the knee in. And pausing there, and this time rotating through the hips. So draw the right knee back, bring it in and kind of across to the left-hand side. So again, this movement is mainly coming from the hips. So imagine that movement is coming from the hips, just moving as big or as small circles as you like, and just noticing how those hips are feeling today. They might be a little bit stiff. That's why we're warming up to these hips here. Once you've done a few in one direction, then switch directions. If it helps, you can also imagine that you're drawing a circle with that kneecap. One more this way. All right, switching legs. So left leg this time, bring the hands underneath the left thigh, draw that left knee into the chest. Inhale as we extend that lower leg, straightening the arms. Exhale as you come in. Inhale as we extend. As always, just noticing how our body is feeling today. And just meeting our body where it's at. Once more. Left hand on left knee, right hand to the sole of the foot. Bring that leg across a little and just dropping that left knee down to the floor. So you can use your left hand to encourage the leg down, but we don't want any forceful pressure through there. Once more. And now making little circles with that hip, just warming into that hip joint. And now going in the opposite direction. Pausing there, releasing that leg, and just wobbling the legs in and out a little, just to shake off any tension if there's any tension through there. All right, and now we're coming to stand on the mat. We'll bring our feet at least hip width apart. You can go a little bit wider if you wish. And bring the hands under the hips, rolling the shoulder blades back and down. Inhaling, growing tall through the spine. And as you exhale, hinging from the hips, bringing the torso over top of the legs, and bringing the hands down towards the feet. If they can't reach the feet, you can place the hands on the thighs, on the shins, or you can also place your hands on some blocks if that's more comfortable. Pausing here for a breath. Let the neck and the head hang heavy. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhale again. And exhale, release the bottom down towards the heels, as far down as you can come down. Inhale again here, lifting the head, lifting the chest. Exhale, straighten the legs, lift that bottom back up to the ceiling. Inhale, bend through the knees, drop bottom down. Exhale, straightening the legs. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Once more, inhale. And exhale. Tucking the chin into the chest. Rolling the spine back up. Make sure the head comes up flat. Pausing here for a moment to rebound. Hopefully not feeling too dizzy, having the head down for a few moments. All right, coming back down to the floor. And down to a tabletop position. Walking the hands forward and just lowering the body down to the mat. Now we'll bring our hands underneath the shoulders, forearms down to the mat. Bring the chin to the mat. And when you're ready, as we inhale, just lifting the head and lifting the chest up off the mat, pressing into the hands a little. And just going as high as you wish, so you can stay here, keeping the forearms and the elbows down on the floor. Or if you wish, you can start to really press into the hands and start to lift that chest up a little bit higher. Just see where your body is today and just Be mindful of your back. Squeeze the bottom a little. If you're up on the hands, roll those shoulder blades back and down onto the back. If the energy is a little bit low today, then feel free to stay a little bit lower to the ground. One more breath wherever you are. And slowly start to roll down each vertebrae. Think about bringing each vertebrae down one by one. Belly button, lower ribs, lower chest, upper chest, and then chin touching the ground. Take a moment here to breathe. Now you can stay here if you like, or if you'd like to move on, slip those hands back alongside the armpits. Forearms and elbows should be up off the mat now if you're going to this level. And again, wherever you are, inhaling here, lifting the head slowly, the chest, press into the hands, squeeze those elbows into the ribs. Rolling those shoulder blades back and down onto the back. Squeeze the bottom a little to protect that lower back.
Asteya, non-stealing, may seem so obvious as it is to be inapplicable. But there is more that we can steal than just physical objects. Today, look for places you steal a pose that may not be the best choice for your body, your energy, your emotional place. Not everything offered in this class is for you.
One more breath.
Don't steal poses that do not help you grow.
Squeezing the elbows into the body, slowly lowering down vertebra by vertebra with as much control as you can. When the chin touches the mat, just rest for a moment. And again, you can just stay where you are. Or if you wish to move on, bring the hands back again so that they're alongside the waistline or alongside the lower part of the ribs. So last time inhaling, lifting the head, lifting the chest, press into the hands, maybe lifting the ribs up depending on where you're at today. Roll those shoulder blades back and down. Remembering to stay heavy in the pelvis. Not completely locking out the elbows or just like soft bend through there. Finding a point in the distance of the wall to focus your gaze on, your drishti point. One more breath wherever you are. And lowering down with control, squeezing those elbows in, rolling each vertebra down, one by one. Waistline, lower ribs, abdomen, chest and chin. And this side, time turning the head to one side, releasing the arms. Take a couple of breaths here. And when you're ready, rolling over onto the back and laying on the back. Bring the arms alongside the body, legs together, tuck the chin into the chest ever so slightly. And as we inhale, lifting the right leg, bring the right leg straight up, as high up as you can, and exhaling back down. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale straight up. This time exhale out to the right, back down and around. Inhale, exhale, back down and around. Inhale, exhale, back down and around. Reverse this time, inhale, right leg out to the right, back up to center, exhale down. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Once more, inhale, exhale. Left leg this time, inhale the left leg up center, and exhale down. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale straight up, exhale out to the left, back down and around. Inhale straight up, exhale out to the left, back down and around. Inhale straight up, exhale out to the left, back down and around. Inhale out to the left, up to center, exhale down. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Once more, inhale, and exhale. Pausing there for a moment. Feeling into the legs, feeling the differences into the legs there. And rolling onto the right side when you're ready. And we'll press ourselves up back to a seated position. And standing back onto the mat. Standing in the center of the mat, placing our hands at our hips. Inhale, growing tall. Exhale, folding forward. Bring the body over top of the legs. We bring the hands down to meet the feet. If the feet are a little bit further away, you can have some blocks. Place your hands on at whatever level you choose. Lower level, mid-level, or maybe the upper level if the floor is a little bit unattainable today. So again, just wherever you're at today, just letting the head and the neck hang heavy. Make sure the weight is even on the feet, not too far back, not too far forward, right in the center.
As we come into the next pose, there are several options. Which one is the one that fully belongs to you? Which one is the one that is given to you, that you do not have to force or take?
Now you can stay here if you like, or if you wish, just bring the hands in front of the feet. Maybe about an inch in front of the palms of the hands, an inch in front of the toes. And I just want you to bring the weight slightly forward towards the toes and slightly over onto the left foot. And we're going to slide that right foot back. If you can, lifting that right leg up off the mat, toes pointing down at this stage. And you'll find that your body will naturally want to move forward, and that's perfectly fine. So your body is just finding its point of balance here. And it will be over in front of that left foot. So think about extending that right heel, that right leg away from you as if someone was pulling that leg. Take a couple of breaths here. And then lowering that right leg back down to meet the left. You can also do this against the wall, so you can place one hip against the wall to help you to balance if the balance is a bit tricky. So we'll do that again, but on the right foot this time. So slightly bring the weight over onto the right foot and the right hand. Start to slide that left foot back, finding your balance, lifting that left leg up. Ideally at hip height, but again, just meet your body where it's at today. Finding the balance. Extending away out through that heel. One more breath. And lowering that left leg down to meet the right. Now we'll do that one more time if you like. Now if you've had enough, you can just stay in that forward fold and just relax there for a moment. All right, so bring the weight over into the left foot, extending that right foot back, lifting the right leg up, and you can stay here. Or if you'd like to try, start opening up through that right hip. We're going to rotate the leg, rotate the hips, so that the hips are stacking on top of each other. So changing the counterbalance point. And you might find that that right hand starts lifting up off the mat. You may find you might be able to lift that hand up. That's a little challenging for me today. One more breath wherever you are. If you're rotated, bring those hips to point back down towards the mat. And releasing that right leg down to meet the left. All right, bring the weight onto the right leg. Lifting that left foot back. Lifting the left leg up to hip height, if that's accessible. And if you like, you can start to rotate those hips. Seeing where you're at on this side. One more breath. And squaring those hips to the mat. Slowly lowering that left leg down. Folding forward. If you're not there already, letting the head and the neck hang heavy. Maybe wiggle the head a little. Nose and yeses. And tucking the chin to the chest. Rolling the spine back up. Head coming up last. Pausing here. Take a breather. One more breath. And coming back down to the mat again. Stretching the legs out in front of you. Draw the right knee in, draw the right heel in, bring it in as close as you can. We'll bring the left hand around the right knee. We'll bring the right arm back behind us. Growing tall through the spine, inhaling. And as we exhale, twist towards that right leg. You can start to bring that left elbow around the knee if that's accessible to you. Trying to stay open through the chest, roll those shoulder blades back and down onto the back. Just turning to the right. If the neck is okay, you can keep turning the head. Looking as if you're looking over your right shoulder or in that direction.
We rest to replenish our energy. It's in the quiet space that you return to your breath and return to the truth that your practice shows you. You are enough. There is nothing you have to do or take to be enough. There is no pose you have to force yourself into.
One more breath. And slowly coming back round to the front. Releasing the right leg. Drawing the left knee in. Right hand around the left knee. Left hand coming back behind us. Inhale as you grow tall. Exhale as you twist around. Turning the head, looking over the left shoulder if that's accessible. One more breath. Slowly turning back around to the front. Releasing the legs. Scooting forward on your mat a little. And rolling back down onto the back. Arms alongside the body. Draw the heels in close to the bottom, as close as is comfortable. And the feet and the knees can be hip width apart. Inhaling here, pressing down through the hands and the feet and lifting the hips up to the ceiling. Squeezing the bottom a little, engaging those thigh muscles. Hold here for a breath. And releasing the spine back down. Pausing here. And inhaling, pressing down through the hands and the feet, lifting the hips back up. And if you like, you can bring the hands together, interlace the fingers underneath the body, and just slightly walk those upper limbs in underneath the body. This will help give you some height and open up through the chest. Press those pinky fingers down to the floor, or you can stay with the palms alongside the body on the floor. Just wherever feels right for you in this moment. Take a breath here. If the hands are together, releasing the hands and slowly rolling the spine back down. And just once more, pressing down through the hands and the feet, lifting those hips up to the ceiling so you can lift them up a little bit higher. Use those leg muscles, use the bottom muscles. You can bring the palms together again underneath the body. Or another option is the palms of the hands, bring those into the lower back. So you'll be lifting up onto the upper arms and the elbows, pressing the hands into the lower back, fingertips on the outside, or fingertips on the inside, depending on the tightness of your forearms and wrists. This really brings the chin and the chest quite close together. One more breath here. And releasing the hands. And lowering the body back down, vertebra by vertebra, until the bottom touches the floor. Pause here for a moment. And walking the feet and the knees together. Brings the soles of the feet together and lets the knees drop out to the left and the right. If you wish, you can place some blocks underneath the knees to support the legs. And with the hands, you can bring them alongside the body, palms face down. You can roll the arms out to a comfortable distance. You can place the hands on top of the abdomen. And you can also bend through the elbows and bring the arms up alongside the head. Whichever position feels most comfortable for you or whatever you need in this moment. Resting here and just noticing the body.
When you vibrate with the wholeness that radiates from within, you realize that there's nothing to take because there's nothing you need to be complete. You have arrived in completeness. You are complete now. Using the hands on the outside of the legs, bring the legs, the knees back together. Extend one leg at a time straight on the mat. Let them roll out to a comfortable distance, arms as well. Make sure the body is straight on the mat. Tuck the chin into the chest ever so slightly, and then just let the chin go. Let the neck and the head soften. Find a spot on the ceiling to focus on. And softening your gaze on that spot on the ceiling. Once the eyes are relaxed, closing the eyelids. With the eyes closed, drawing the eyes down, looking down through your bodies. You look down through your body to your feet. Hold your eyes in that position. And count to 10. Once you've reached 10, just suddenly let your eyes go and let them soften. And just coming back to the breath. Breathing in through the nose, back of the throat, down into the lungs.
Out of the lungs, back of the throat, out through the nose. Slowly deepening the breath. In through the nose, back of the throat, down to the lungs, diaphragm, abdomen, ribs expanding out to the left and the right. And exhaling, ribs coming in, abdomen coming in, diaphragm, out of the lungs, back of the throat, out through the nose.
Asteya, or non-stealing, is a pretty basic concept. We are encouraged not to take things that don't belong to us. This plays out on the mat in an interesting way. It can be tempting to overreach and to attempt physical poses that are inappropriate for our bodies in the moment or in general. This can lead to injury and thus directly contradicts the concept of ahimsa. It's useful to think about asteya as moving beyond the stealing of just physical objects. You can steal someone's time or energy. You can steal their thunder. This even happens in a yoga studio space, where one student moves into a challenging pose. The other students can feel a sense of shared success, or they can feel envy. While we may not think of that as stealing, in the most literal sense, it is.
Now visualize in your mind the shape that your body is lying in on the mat and on the floor. See the outline of your body. Remember the color of the clothes that you are wearing. Feel the weight and the texture of the clothes on the skin. Feel the air on the exposed skin. When you're ready, start to wriggle the fingers and the toes. Bring some movement back to the body. And when you're ready with the eyes closed, rolling over onto your right side, pause there for a moment. With the eyes closed, pressing yourself back up to a comfortable seated position. And just pausing to notice how your body is feeling now compared to the beginning of class. Notice the quality of the breath now. And notice how your mind is feeling now. Getting ready to close the practice by chanting 3 Oms. We'll take 1 breath to prepare, inhaling when you're ready, and exhaling. Inhaling for Om. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om. Bring the palms of the hands together into the chest. Rub the palms of the hands, create some heat in your hands. Once you've created enough heat, place the palms of the hands over the eyes, looking into the palms. Allow your eyes to adjust to the light. Bring them down over the face and the cheeks, throat and the neck. Rub the palms together again. Fingers and thumbs, backs of the hands, wrists, forearms. Making sure we're awake. Place the palms again into the chest. Hari Om Tat Sat. Thank you for joining me for this class today.